Welcome to The Cynical Developer, the podcast that helps you to improve your development knowledge and career through explaining the latest and greatest in development technology and providing you with what you need to succeed as a developer. We've recently launched our Patreon page, which can be found at cynicaldeveloper.com/Patreon. If you aren't familiar with Patreon, it's an easy way for those who are interested in this show to help out by simply pledging a small amount each month in sponsorship. Now that could be as little as $5 a month, which is about £3.80, or as much as you like. You will enable us to dedicate more time creating more content to help you, including videos, more blog posts, and even more shows. So if you can, head over to cynicaldeveloper.com/Patreon and get involved. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about learning something new, some new tech, or a new framework, that sort of thing. But before we do, I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to our patrons, or patrons, depends how you want to pronounce it, I guess, and especially to our two newest patrons, Nita Natajan, and I'm sorry if I absolutely decimated your surname, and Liam Allen, whose name you may recognise from back on episode 5 where we spoke to Lee about Xamarin, and he has recently come back to talk to us about Alexa, so make sure you keep an ear out for that episode, which will be coming soon. So a big thank you again to all the patrons. It's really helping with the podcast, and the details about our Patreon account can be found at cynicaldeveloper.com/Patreon. And now, on with the show, which, as I said, is going to be about learning new tech. So I get asked this quite a bit from other developers and from friends and stuff that want to get into the industry. You know, do you need to learn everything? Now, our industry is moving so fast with so much new tech out there, just constantly. Every day you get up out of bed and there's a new language or there's a new framework or something to learn. You know, do you really need to know all of them? Now, in my opinion, no. You most certainly don't need to learn everything. But have a play around with the new tech. It's something that you really should be doing, because you never know when you might find something that you could use to solve a problem maybe in the future or a problem that you have right now at this moment. So always stay and be inquisitive about new tech. Always go and spend half an hour having a look at something. Listen to some boring podcasts like The Cynical Developer about some tech that's out there. But don't try and learn everything. Even the stuff that you're playing around with and having a look at. You know, you don't need to learn it. Don't pour more time in than is needed for you to just build something. Not unless you're actually going to use it day to day. Because what you learn today will be forgotten in a month, if not before. You know, you don't use it every day, it's just not going to stick. So don't try and learn it all. What I do advise is to become proficient enough, as I said, to build something. That's all you need to do, is to find that new tech. And it could be a framework. If it is a framework of some sort, go out there, build something with it. If it's a new reporting platform, go out and build some reports, implement it, see what it does. You know, that's really what you need to be doing to see if it maybe solves a problem you've got now, as I said, or just because you've played around with it a little bit, you might come up against a problem in the future where you think, oh, I played with such a technology that will be ideal for fixing this problem. You know, so it's all there in the back of your mind, waiting to be used. The other side of this is, if you are going to go out and learn something, what should you learn? And it's pretty subjective. It depends what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, where you're trying to progress yourself, what you're trying to push yourself to do. It really depends what you go out there and pick something up. If you want to become a React developer, then yes, go out and learn React.js, have a look at Redux, get that under your belt, and all the other little tech frameworks that go around that and come together. But don't get sidetracked when you start learning about React. Don't suddenly think, oh, I need to know about Firebase so I can create a database that'll use it. Oh, I also need to go out and learn C# so I can build an API for my React app to talk to. No, you don't. have a look around. There's probably something out there that you can already use, like APIs. There's loads of free APIs out there. Just sign up for one of them and use that in your learning. There's no point in wasting time. Learn what you need to learn. Don't learn stuff that is pointless. And learning something new from scratch might seem pretty scary, and it can be quite daunting, especially some of these techs that come out that they're so different or they're huge and there's a lot to learn. But some good tips if you are going to go out and look at some of this new tech to learn is find a good set of online tutorials or a good quality course on something like Pluralsight or Udemy. Sit down with the courses or the tutorials with an open mind. Come at them as if you know nothing about the topic at all and that you'll want to learn. Don't come at it as from a point of view where you're thinking to yourself, I know this. I know a better way to do this. It's not the right approach. Just make sure you've got that open mind to it. And take on what is advised to you by the teacher or the author. They're the people that are teaching this. You might go and watch another tutorial or video or course or whatever, and it tells you a slightly different way. But be very open-minded to what they're telling you. Take it on board. Because you might be the expert in your current field, but you're not the expert in something that you're about to learn. Not yet, anyway. And make sure that you follow along with these courses and tutorials. Build the examples with them. Don't just sit there. Stick it on 3 times speed and just go through and go, oh, great, yeah, I watched that video, I can do this now. Stick it on my CV, get out there, try and get myself a job. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Build something with it. It's the best way to learn. Some of the best courses that I've seen out there, they actually build real world applications rather than just little crappy applications, show you little bits of code snippets and stuff like that. They do actually build an app, and you can use that to your advantage. Join a community that uses the tech so that you have people to turn to as well, people to ask advice, ask for help when you come up against a problem, or if you're picking up something completely new, not just to you, but in the whole tech world, then go and read the documentation if they have any. It's always a big plus if they do. If you can't find a course or tutorial that builds a product or a project or something that's going to be of use, come up with an idea. If you can't come up with an idea, build a clone of a product. Have a look to see what's out there. Go and build something like Instagram. Go and build a Twitter clone. Go and do something like that. It's already out there, so you know all the functionality it's going to need, and build it until you meet the very basics of what that product does. And when you've built something like that, you've got proof that you can actually develop in this new technology. Stick it on GitHub. So when you go for an interview, or you have a phone interview or something, and they say, oh, how many years experience have you got with this new tech? I say, well, I haven't got that many years experience. I'm quite new to it, but I have built 3, 4, 5 applications with it. And you can go and have a look at them on GitHub. If you want me to talk you through them, we can go and have a look at them now if you want, or over the phone, or we can come back and you can talk to me again about it. And you can sort of prove that to the people that you're talking to that you can actually do this stuff because you built something. Yeah, okay. If you've just built the application that they build in the course, it's not going to be as good as if you've gone out and you've built something completely separate. So yes, build the stuff in the course, but also go out and build something different with that technology. Now, I mentioned Pluralsight and Udemy. I'll put some links to those in the show notes for you, so you can go and follow them. And the main takeaway from this episode, it's a very short and sweet one today, is that you don't need to know every new programming language, every new framework, every new technology. It's impossible. You're not going to be able to know them all. But knowing a little bit about them, knowing what they're about, what they're used for, that'll go a long way. So don't go out there and try and learn them all, because it's just not going to happen. Learn what you're going to use. Are you using AngularJS in your day-to-day job? Or are you using Elasticsearch or something? Go out and have a look at courses and things about those. Build on the knowledge that you've got. Make yourself better at those. Spend the time learning those rather than going off and learning something new. Unless maybe you're going for a new job where they need React as the JavaScript front end, or they need maybe you to have a familiarity with Synchapi or Concourse DB or something. That's when you go and you have a look at them. Or maybe you feel like you want to change direction. You're very much a back-end developer, but you want to be a front-end developer, so go out and learn CSS3 and the animations and all that sort of stuff that's out there. Have a worthwhile goal and a worthwhile point to learning it, because if you go and waste 30 odd hours of your spare time learning new technology that you're never going to use, that's 30 hours of your life wasted, and you could have done something a lot more beneficial with it. So just keep that in mind. If you have a topic you want me to discuss, or you want to come on to the show and you want to talk about something, then let me know. Get in touch. But for now, thanks for listening to Cynical Developer. I'm James Tudor, and this was an episode about learning new tech. If you have any questions about this or any other episode, then drop us an email, a tweet, or leave a comment on the website, where you can find all the resource links, show notes for each episode. And if you enjoy this episode, please leave a review on your favourite podcast platform, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever it is, and help the Cynical Developer to reach more developers around the globe.